David Foster Wallace was born in Ithaca, New York. He was a philosophy professor and an English teacher. He published his first novel at the age of 24, but readers admired him for his passionate writing. He secretly battled depression for years and later on committed suicide in 2008 and left his last novel, The Pale King, unfinished. I researched the short story Good People that was published in 2007 by David Foster Wallace. The story includes two main characters, Lane, the narrator, and Sherry, his girlfriend from junior college. They are sitting on a picnic bench next to a lake by a fallen tree, a very intimate and dramatic setting, which implies their situation to be dark and very emotional. Throughout the story, there is an implication that the couple is undergoing a conflict, which we later find out to be that Sherry is pregnant. They don't know whether they should keep the baby or even if they should stay together as a couple. Both of the characters are very religious, as told by Lane. He sees Sherry as a very faithful girl, a good person. Lane undergoes many internal conflicts throughout the story as he is trying to see inside of Sherry's heart to truly understand what she needs and how he can comfort her. Some of Lane's conflicts include how he wishes to be more religious and more faithful, but his heart does not wish to do the same. He calls himself a hypocrite. Lane truly wants the best for Sherry and wants to be a good person for her and to others. The true conflict going on inside of Lane is that he wants to love Sherry but knows he cannot, and that they are not right for each other even though he wants to be. This leads them to the resolution where he knows she is just going to say the same thing, and both of them decide that they can no longer be together. There is an underlying sadness throughout the story which can lead one to think that Lane may suffer from a mental disorder such as depression. We never find out what Sherry is thinking or saying, as the story does not include quotes from the characters, and we only know the thoughts that Lane is thinking. The story has a lot of hidden meaning within it, which I will discuss later on. In the beginning, Lane notices a fallen tree next to the water with its roots going off in many different directions. The fallen tree demonstrates the underlying sadness within the story as the tree is dead. The roots of the tree show the significance of the many decisions this couple needs to make and how life may take you in many different directions. Through Lane's conflicts, we notice him to be very sad and unsure of many things in his life. The conflicting thoughts that Lane has coincide with depression, as he is very sad and unable to tell Sherry his true feelings. The recurring themes of good people and love are helpful to readers to understand and relate the story to their own lives. Good people are described as people who you can love and trust no matter what, even if you are not in a relationship with them. They are people that you love for their genuine and kind personalities. They are people who are religious and faithful in all that they do. And lastly, they are people who only want what is best for others. Knowing that the author David committed suicide helped me link mental illness and depression to the story, as many readers did not know what he suffered through. The internal personal conflict within the story helped me to understand the pain of David through the character of Lane. When one suffers from depression, they often contemplate their love for others and other people's happiness when they are truly the ones that need to be happy. About 5 to 8% of the American population suffers from depression, and averagely 123 people commit suicide every day. Depression is most common in the population aging 10 to 34 years of age. Almost 95% of the people who commit suicide suffer from a diagnosable mental illness. The reference towards mental illness in this story is very elusive, and one would only understand the true meaning of the story if they only knew what the author was suffering from. This story shows how you can turn to other things for help, such as God or your intimate partner. I hope I piqued your interest in this short story and how it can relate to many real-world issues regarding mental illness. If you get the chance to read this amazing short story, please take it. It may just open your eyes to how normal people such as Lane and Sherry go through some of the same issues that you may go through on a day-to-day basis. Here's a link to my Kahoot survey so I can get some feedback on how my presentation helped you to understand this story and its true meaning. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it.